Hope everybody's having a blessed day. Somebody asked me a question, been asked it several times. By the way, check out my hog hunting light. Strap on green light. Don't hardly weigh nothing. I mean, basically nothing. Runs on one battery. Pretty cool for hunting hogs late in the evening. But I got my old battle longbow, 50 at 27. Love these bows. But anyway, got to ask the question, why do you shoot? Why are you saying that shooting, stick bows, long bows? Or as a lot of people calls it, the struggle stick. And of course, I went into it and told them, it's several different reasons. It brought a brand new, or it rekindled my true love for hunting and God's great outdoors. There's something about carrying one of these. I know it's not for everybody, but I wished I'd have started years ago. But anyway, we refer to it as a struggle stick, and yeah, that can be true. My daddy always told me you get out of something whatever you put into it, and I put a lot of time into it, and I'm still not good, but I love it and I enjoy it, and it gives me something to work harder to get better. I've got some guys that I like to watch shoot that, I hope one day maybe I can shoot like that, but if I can't, that's fine too. But I still enjoy it. But struggle stick, and I got to thinking about that. That's a lot like following Christ. To be proficient at one of these and to get good at it, where you can actually, hunt with it and kill something with it and hit your target. You gotta stay with it. And you can't go back and forth to the compound, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I tried it before, and in the summertime I was going to shoot trad, and come fall I had the compound out and never carried a trad bow. Simple as that. Can't do that. You won't never get, you won't never get it down pat, because everything's entirely different shooting one of these and shooting a compound. And but struggle stick. So it's a struggle stick. You make it what it is. But actually, it's pretty simple. The way everything works, once you get your anchor down and get your form down and all that. But here's the deal on one of these. I say a struggle stick reminds me of following Christ. In order to shoot one of these and to hit where you're hitting at, one major component that you must do, that I found out, or at least in my case, I have to pick a spot. I would say most of my misses is because I forgot to pick a spot. I got excited in the moment. I pick spots all day long on a 3D target, but when it comes to shooting wild game, you get excited and you just shoot. But if you pick a spot and you get your anchor down and you pick a spot, you're going to hit that spot if it's within your range. I mean, that's just the way it works. Sounds crazy, but that's the way it works. It's just like following Christ. In order to follow Christ, we have to hit the spot. We have to keep our eyes on Jesus. That's the spot. And if we wander and get our eyes off on the things of the world that the enemy throws up to us, well, you deserve this, or this will be fine. It'll be all right. This new movement's out there. He understands this. No, he don't understand that. If he says it's wrong, it's wrong. He's not changed his mind. But you got to pick a spot. You got to pick Jesus. If you're going to follow Jesus, you got to pick Jesus. It tells us we cannot serve two masters. And those two masters is either Jesus or the world. Pretty simple. And you can't dabble in the world and follow Jesus. And you can't follow Jesus and dabble in the world. The enemy will tell you that's fine and that's okay, and he understands. But I'm telling you what Scripture says. So just like shooting one of these struggle sticks, pick a spot, and that's where you're going to hit. Following Christ, pick him, choose him, keep your eyes on him, and you won't miss at the end. I promise you that, because he gave us his word, And it reminded me, it's like Peter, when he got out of the boat, he walked on water. He was walking on water just like Jesus until he took his eyes off Jesus. That's the way it works with our life too. If we take our eyes off Jesus, we're going to start sinking. You remember that. Until next time, Built Full Draw for Jesus.